change in itself is just a tough thing to even adjust to. So, and you talk a lot about change as well. So what's one way that you believe people can learn to embrace that change? Because there's a certain amount of fear that kind of comes with change too, I feel like.
You know, when it comes to change and embracing change, it's like anything. It's math. It's math. So many times I say to people that what we think is English or what we think is emotional is mathematical. It's not an emotional thing. It's a straight mathematical question. And that mathematical question is, does the good outweigh the bad? This is something that people don't do math well. African Americans in particular don't do math well. And when I say math, I mean this kind of math. They don't view what is the benefit of this versus the cost. There's always going to be a cost.
I heard this phrase one time that we have simple principles for complicated people. And just to do the math of does the good outweigh the bad, is there a certain amount of almost rebellion or fear or anything like that comes with that simplicity of just do the math? Does the good outweigh the bad? Do you think that sometimes it almost seems too simple for it to be that easy?
I don't even know if it's simple. I think it's simple, but I also think that it is practical. And I think that it's lacking in emotion. And I think that it's another part of what has happened to us. And I mean, I know I don't know who all watches this or who all, even from my audience, but I don't want to make this whole conversation all about African American people. But again, I think it's a part of what we're missing, because we need both parts of it. We need the practical that men bring, and we need the connection to the emotional that women bring. And not to say that women can't be practical, and not to say that men can't be emotional. Lord Jesus. But what I'm saying is that women have a strength. They have a deeper connection to emotions and feeling, and we have to take the strength of that. And that's great. But I think we've been robbed a bit of the practicality of the male perspective. Okay? Because there's no fathers. It is just straight mathematical. It's a mathematical equation. Sometimes we get all emotional about it. Well, I feel this way. Oh, well, that's just how I feel. I don't know. I just fell in love with that house. I don't give two hoots about falling in love with a house. My question with a house is, how big is it? What kind of equity do I have? Where is it located? And there's no way I'm spending $250,000 on a house because you fell in love with it, when I could get this, that's only 2,000 square feet, and I could spend the same $250 for 3,500 square feet over here. Then we gonna get that 3,500 square foot house for $250,000. I don't care what you're in love with. I just fell in love with the floors. It's not an emotional decision. It's a practical. And I think we lack that. We've lost that. We as a people, especially, were robbed of that, because even thinking men were hunted in our culture.